Hello, Agent of Mischief here, and welcome back to Henchman Story. Let's jump on in, shall we? It's not far from the cell block to Madame Scorpion's office, which based on her prior threats isn't coincidental. I managed to keep my mouth shut the whole way there. When a supervillain says that there's much to discuss, that means they have lots to say, and you have a lot to listen to, especially if they just imprisoned one of your co-workers.
You look tense, Stanley. Relax. Take a seat. Make yourself a drink. I'm sure I have something to your taste.
I shake my head politely, not quite ready to let my guard down.
I'm fine, but thanks.
Oh, come now. You deserve to treat yourself a little, don't you think? After all, you've just had your heart broken, haven't you? Oh, poor Stanley. I bet you thought that call was a romantic confession, didn't you? But no, it was just another deception.
I wasn't trying to romance her.
How do you know she called me?
Check your contact list. Scroll down to M.
I grimace knowing what I'm going to find even before I pull out my phone. Yep, somehow she's added herself to my contacts without touching my phone. If she did that, then she could check my call history too.
That's how. Now, are you certain you don't want that drink? But I won't pressure you. Though not many people refuse that offer when I make it, especially in my office. Your boss didn't, certainly. He guzzled as much scotch as he could once he heard the price.
Well, I'm not Lord Bedlam.
And thank goodness for that.
Yeah, Wait, what?
Your boss is an incompetent buffoon, Stanley. You know that. Is it really so surprising that I'd acknowledge it?
Not really.
Not really. Just caught me off guard. I mean, he's obviously just a front for whatever you're planning.
Precisely right. But what is it that you think I'm planning exactly? I assume that Kate told you as much as she could discover.
Just that it had to do with your powers. Cerebral super processing, she called it. She said all that data we stole is being used with that big computer to enhance it or something. I don't know. She didn't have specifics. Is that close?
I go up as the supervillain considers me for a long moment, like she can see right into my brain.
Yes, that's all correct. Broadly speaking, not the worst name I've heard for it either. That little gremlin is astute. I'll grant her that.
Rude.
But it's not the whole picture. The truth is that machine is one of many. I'm building a global network. One that I can connect to at any time and fill to the brim with personal data.
She's like the supervillain equivalent of Mark Zuckerberg, except I'm pretty sure he already is a supervillain.
It's nearly complete. And once it is, it would be more apt to call my abilities something like precognitive analytics.
Precognitive as in, like, predicting the future? You're serious?
In a narrow capacity. I won't predict all things at all times. That's the path to madness. But say a specific market trend, or a handful of people in a combat situation.
Holy shit, no wonder Kate, or Shining Nova went to such lengths to find out about this. She's already a global power player, but with that, she'd be completely unstoppable. But why?
You're wondering why I'm telling you this. Care to guess?
You need a partner?
You need to protect it. If Shining Nova found it, others might. And the whole point of this network is that it's disconnected from you, right? So you can't always keep it safe. And you want me to be your man on the ground. Is that it?
For this particular location? Yes. Very good, Stanley. This is exactly why I chose you. All of my other regional uplinks have a lieutenant tasked with keeping it secret and defending it from harm. I spent the last several months handpicking them. You're the last piece, Stanley. Normally, I'd bring in a suitable candidate through the app. However, you met all my criteria, and you've now proven yourself loyal. You're the man for the job.
I take it you mean loyal to you, and not Lord Bedlam.
Correct. Like all the other supervillains I've chosen, he knows nothing of my true purpose. He is too blinded by greed and delusions of grandeur. You are beholden to me and no other, and everything I tell you shall be strictly need to know. This entire operation is compartmentalized. You'll never know of the other locations or who guards them. And if the time comes where I need to cut off a limb, you shall be the one to swing the axe.
Yes,
So, this means I'm getting a raise, right?
Oh, more than that, Stanley. All pending your acceptance, of course. That, and one final test of your mettle.
Really? One more? Even after today?
Use the test to kiss.
One more especially because of today. You see,
Well, fine.
now that she's been rooted out,
I hope I didn't
I
mess
need
up
to have
romance.
a little chat with our mutual acquaintance in the cell block. And I want you by my side for it. But that's for later. For now, you're free to leave. I'm sure you have much to process. And I'm sure that imbecile will come barging in here any moment and blather and bluster like he owns the place.
To be fair, he does think that he does own the place.
But he does. Doesn't he?
I bet you I can't think of the word right now. The deed. I bet the deed is probably in her name now, or either it's in his name, in name only.
Oh, Stanley. Do you think all these supervillains pay for their lairs up front? They take out a mortgage like
God.
anyone else.
Super
And I'm the one who
mortgage.
lends it to them.
It's extremely powerful imagery. I'm just imagining Lord Bedlam going to the bank with the mask still on, but wearing like his best suit, and I think that's pretty great.
Now run along. You'll know when I require you.
As I exit Madame Scorpion's office, my body switches to autopilot, instinctively walking in the direction of my quarters, even as my mind drifts into the clouds. Scorpion was right. Her offer is far more than a raise or even a promotion. It's like a new career entirely, one that's far more exclusive and profitable. But what about the job I've got right now? What would Lord Bedlam do if...
Ah, there he is, Scott, the man of the hour.
Doesn't even know my name. I look up to find that I've nearly bumped right into Lord Bedlam himself. Hastily, I step back and offer a sloppy salute.
Sorry, Lord Bedlam, sir. I mean, thank you, I think? Which hour am I the man of?
Ha! Which hour, he asks. Oh, good old Seth, always such a card. Don't you think so, Daryl?
Yes, sir. I could draw 4 card in solitaire.
I feel myself wince as Dave steps up from behind Lord Bedlam's cape. He is just looking thrilled to see me, let me tell you. Someone's definitely gonna hold a grudge. Well, after this, I might not have to have any contact with him ever again.
Yes, exactly. Just when we needed a handful of new cards, there was Sergio, ready to provide them. The point is, you did fine work today, number 065. We're all quite proud of you, even our esteemed guest.
Oh,
she's
Madam Scorpion?
very proud
Yeah,
of
she
me.
was just talking to me about it in her office, actually.
What? She was speaking to you about? I mean, you had a meeting in her private office? But this isn't the first time, is it? No, she's mentioned you before. Did she discuss anything else? Or anyone? You know.
Oh,
by
does he
chance.
fancy her too? I can say I blame him. She is very scary. Suddenly, Lord Bedlam has stepped uncomfortably close, and I find myself leaning backwards just to gain some distance.
Yeah, a few people. Why? Was there anything specific you were wondering?
Specific? Oh, no. Nothing in particular. Just simple curiosity.
Sure, Jan.
But if I were to ask for specifics, you would be obligated to tell me, of course. You are my employee. Not that the madam will tell you anything she hasn't already told me.
He reaches out and puts a firm hand on my shoulder. I go rigid as the grip tightens.
But I can see why you would hesitate to answer. You've been under a lot of stress. I'd hope that she isn't putting even more pressure on you in these meetings. She isn't, is she?
No, not really.
Good. It just wouldn't be fair to you, especially after such a triumphant day. You deserve to rest. to celebrate. When was your last vacation?
Vacation? I didn't think we had paid time off here.
Oh no, not a paid vacation, of course. More like a leave of absence or a self-care furlough. The point
He's
is, number
worried I'm gonna get in the
065,
way
you deserve some time for
his
you.
crush on Madam Scorpion, isn't he? Sir, it's not gonna happen.
Well, yeah, but I'm not sure I want a vacation right now. I mean, I have bills and stuff, so...
Of course, of course. It was just an idea. The inkling of a suggestion. You make the best decision you can for you. Ah, but I should be off. The madam will be expecting me. We coordinate on all our plans, you see. True partners in business and crime.
Probably just
her
kick
and
him out of the
I,
office.
completely in simpatico. So you don't worry about whatever she discussed with you. Good old Lord Bedlam's got it covered. You just think about that vacation, and let me know if you ever change your mind. You know I have an open door policy, number 065. After all, we're family here, and family is there for each other, aren't they?
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
I know you will, Sven. Now come along, Dominic. There's work to be done.
Yes, sir.
Lord Bedlam continues down the hall, his cape blowing into me as he passes, but Dave lingers.
You should really think about that vacation, Stan. I think it'd be good for you.
Really? But you were the one who fell asleep on the job.
Grumbling to himself, Dave follows after Lord Bedlam, somehow bumping into me as he passes, despite there being no one else in the hallway. That's just vindictive. I sigh and rub my eyes. What the hell was that? It felt like he was threatening me, but I couldn't tell if it's because he knows about Scorpion's offer or if he's just jealous that she's giving me more attention. God damn it, what's gotten into this place lately, and why am I caught in the middle of it? I need time to think, to process. It's still early. Maybe I have enough time to grab a quick nap in my room before morning assembly. Are we even doing that today? Man, I don't even know anymore. By the time I reach my room, I'm exhausted. Physically, mentally, emotionally, the works. What a morning. No, what a week. With a sigh, I flop down on my bed and stare at the cold metal ceiling.
I didn't sign up for this. Damn it, Kate. Why did it have to be you?
Kate turning traitor. I never expected it, and now Scorpion expects me to help with interrogation. Even if Kate's really shining Nova, to me she's been a co-worker, a friend. How much of that was a lie? No, it was real, I'm sure of it. Honestly, she was more than a friend in some ways. At least that's where it felt like it could be going. Until I threw it away. And it turns out it was just the tip of the iceberg today. Now I'm caught between my boss and one of the most dangerous people on the planet in a deadly game of supervillain office politics. Then on top of everything else, I fought my direct supervisor. I mean, I don't exactly regret it, but yikes, man. Why me, huh? I'm only a hired hand. Before Wednesday, this was just a simple, if often painful paycheck. No, it's all too much. Just way too freaking much. Maybe Lord Bedlam's weird passive-aggressive suggestion of vacation has some merit after all. I could just leave right now and let all these superpowered people deal with their own problems. It would have to be more than a vacation, though. After what Madam Scorpion revealed to me, there's no way she'd let me just take off without repercussions. I'd have to hide out somewhere beyond her sight. Good luck with that, my dude. Still, the thought is tempting. Leaving all those tough decisions and chaotic quagmires behind, just walking away.
If I do it, it would have to be now, before anyone could take notice. But I could do it.
I'm not walking away.
No, that wouldn't get me anywhere. Don't be stupid. I need to see this through.
I roll over my bed and close my eyes. I just need to rest a little, let my thoughts settle. Leaving would be rash. I'd have to go totally off the grid for months or years. Maybe forever. It'd be crazy. Just recharge and try to get yourself through the day. Maybe it'll all make sense tomorrow. Even after my nap, the rest of the day crawls along in a snail's pace. Lord Bedlam called off today's morning assembly, so I skipped breakfast and rolled into the weapons depot late. No one seemed to notice. Dave wasn't even there. Instead of taking inventory, I spent most of the morning checking my phone. No texts or calls, even when we finally broke for lunch.
How long is she gonna leave me hanging? Damn it.
She loves to do that kind of thing. He shouldn't be so surprised. I shoved the phone back in my belt. I know I'm being impatient, but come on, you can't just drop a mysterious hint about a final test and then keep me in suspense for half a day. I pat my grumbling stomach as I make my way to the cafeteria, but I wonder whether it's hunger or preemptive protest. Bologna just ain't gonna cut it today, I can tell you that. There's not much of a line when I get to the cafeteria. We have the late lunch on Saturdays, and I can already see the bet pickings are slim. Oh, Antonia's really gonna rub it in today. I can feel it. Against my jaw as I approach the front of the line. Part of me is tempted to just drop the pretense and start shouting at him to get it over with before I can.
Well, if it ain't Stan, it's Stan the man, as I always like to say. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Are you okay, Chef Antonio?
Never been better. Why would you ask? Can't you see I'm my normal, positive, and respectful self?
Those words shouldn't be coming out of your mouth in that order.
Oh, they shouldn't. Oh, my deepest apologies. Grammar ain't my strong suit. You know that, Stan, old pal.
I lean forward, squinting at Antonio as hard as I can.
What in the world is happening?
Is there something on my face, too? Sorry, you know how messy these kitchens can be. Well, what would you like for lunch today, Stan the man?
You mean I actually have more options than bologna?
Why, of course you do. You see, I was told by Madam Scorpion herself to give you access to the secret supervillain menu.
Ah, now everything makes sense, but I'm a little surprised. I mean, I knew Scorpion talked about this being more than a raise, but that lady works quick.
Today, your options are shrimp risotto, a fresh Waldorf salad, or our signature Wagyu beef burger.
Oh my god, I've always heard Wagyu beef is like so fucking fancy. I would love to have some.
I would adore a burger, but do make sure the beef is both properly wagged and yewed. It just doesn't taste right if you have one, but not the other.
That's not what Wagyu. I mean, no problem. We always wag and you all of our beef. Just like I learned during all those years I wasted in culinary school.
Before long, I'm making my way to my seat with my real actual food in hand and a smile on my face. It takes all my self-restraint not to skip, and not to devour it all in seconds once I'm seated.
This is surprisingly good. You mean this asshole could actually cook the whole time?
So this is what being Madam Scorpion's good graces can get you, huh? I won't lie, I could really let myself get used to it. The only downside of eating all that food was that it didn't leave my breath in a good spot afterwards, so now I find myself in the locker room, brush in hand as I peer into the mirror.
What a weird day. Schedule's all out of sync. This is how it should have started, like usual. I brush my teeth, then I run into... Hey,
Dave is gonna fucking stun baton me as I'm brushing my teeth.
God, what the hell, man? Where'd you even come from?
I was waiting for you, Stanley.
Madam Scorpion's office. She sent me to find you. Said you're supposed to meet her there in 25 minutes. She also told me that I need to apologize for earlier. While protocol is important, it is more important to react to changing circumstances and adapt your methods, and I did not recognize it.
I wonder what she did to him to get him to agree to this apology, but also, he's way too by the book. It was so annoying. So I welcome this change.
Tell Stanley exactly that, and then ask if that apology is good enough for him. Do not leave until he accepts it. That's what she said.
I'd love to make him grovel. Because I'm an asshole, but I don't need him to hate me even more right now. So.
Apology accepted, Dave. Thank you. It's big of you to admit that you were wrong.
Sure. No problem. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Hurriedly, Dave marches out of the locker room as if he's fighting the urge not to scurry away like a timid little mouse. Jeez, first Antonio, now Dave. I could really get used to this. He had to come to me to apologize. I almost can't believe it. Everything here is suddenly turning on its head in the best possible way, and all because I've earned Madam Scorpion's favor. I really bet on the right horse this morning. It's been less than a day, and my life already feels like it's getting better. No way Shining Nova could have offered me that, right? Speaking of Nova, I really need to get going. Can't be late to a meeting with Scorpion, especially after that display. I meant to get in a quick shower too, but that'll have to wait.
Alright. Game face.
Trying my best to look stoic and intimidating, but my reflection stubbornly refuses to comply.
It'll do.
24 minutes later, I'm standing in front of the door to Madame Scorpion's office. Eyes closed, so I take a moment to prepare myself. Ugh. Shit, it's my third time being invited here, but my nerves still feel frayed. That won't ever go away, will it? There will always be that sense of danger with her. It's a matter of whether or not I embrace it.
Ma'am, you asked to see me?
Right on time. Come in, Stanley, and get the door behind you.
Madame Scorpion is standing behind her desk when I enter. She's studying the rapidly changing charts on her mini displays, but she turns around as the door closes, giving me her full attention.
My, don't you look reinvigorated? I take it you got my gift. That slovenly chef crumbled in record time.
You could have just sent flowers, you know. But then, that would be a little vanilla for you, wouldn't it?
Those all felt too snarky.
You're learning quickly. Roses and lilies have their place, but the sight of one's enemies and rivals cowering before you is what really sets the heart aflutter.
So should I expect a bouquet of my foes' severed heads for Valentine's Day? Maybe a necklace made from their ears.
Damn, sir.
Don't be gauche, Stanley. The modern supervillain sends a crystal decanter filled with their blood. But enough repartee. We have a delicate task ahead of us, and I mustn't let myself get too excited. You either. This is your final test, after all.
Ah, right. The test. You mean the interrogation.
If you want to take the fun out of it. It's such a cold, mechanical word for something so alive, so intimate. We're going to pry open the mind of a superhero today, Stanley, by way of her heart. And you're the key. You're the thing that will make her defenses crumble and her secrets known.
How do you figure that? This seems more like your thing, so...
And that's exactly why it will work. It's a classic approach. I'll start things off, then at my signal, you'll make your grand entrance, and she'll latch right onto you. A lifeline in her most fragile moment. She'll try to appeal to your better nature, or what's right. Let her. You'll barely have to lie. She'll do most of that herself. Let her think you want to help her.
What makes you think she'll go for it?
Don't you see how she looks at you? She admires you, Stanley. In all things but matters of morality, Shining Nova is paranoid and prone to over-preparation. She no doubt has several backup plans in the event of her capture. But give her the chance, and she will choose the one that involves you. I'm certain. When she does, we will use it against her. She believes that she can turn you to her side, that she can change who you are. It will be her undoing.
And who am I really, in your opinion?
We'll find that out, won't we? This is your final test, after all.
With slow, graceful steps, the supervillain slinks out from behind her desk and steps towards me. I resist the urge to retreat even as she stops just a few breaths away.
Do this for me, this last little thing, and I will know your nature.
I see the abyss in those golden eyes again, beckoning me to embrace it as they inch closer.
Have you survived so long as a henchman because you're pragmatic, or because you're lazy? When the perfect opportunity lies before you, can you abandon your mercy and seize it?
Quicker than I can react, she reaches out and places my chin between her thumb and forefinger.
Answer that for me, Stanley. I have my hypothesis, but I must know it absolutely. Do you understand?
Sure, I get it. It's all data to you, right? The more you see of me, the more accurately you can analyze me with that network of yours. That about sum it up?
Just about. But I can't leave every little thing to my powers. It wouldn't be practical. I need to manage the flow of data. Some things still require a certain intuition.
With a smirk, she lets her hand fall away and walks right past me, headed for the door.
Now let's be
Wow.
off, shall we? No sense dawdling at the water's edge. It's time for you to sink or swim.
I offer an affirmative and move to follow. I'm suddenly reminded of an old fable about a scorpion and a frog, but I quickly try to forget it. In the end, I'm pretty sure they both drown. I'm pacing now, slowly walking back and forth in front of the entrance to the cell block, phone in hand. I'm sure I'm driving the guards nuts, but it's been a long time since Madame Scorpion entered. I glance at my phone. Still nothing. Maybe the signal's bad down here. Does that even affect her? Probably, right? Even supercomputer brain Wi-Fi has to connect somehow. I stop pacing and turn to one of the guards.
Hey, we have cameras down there, right? Do any have microphones? You know, so I could listen in or something. Just so I know what I'm walking into.
The guard shakes his head and I shrug. Interesting. So if Scorpion leaves us alone down there, she'll be able to see us, but she won't know what we're saying. Just then my phone buzzes and I see a text message with a single word. Now.
All right. Showtime.
I take a deep breath and descend down the stairs. Cell block in Lord Bedlam's fortress doesn't get a lot of use and it shows. Everything is coated in dust and it smells like a long-forgotten basement. I can see one figure standing tall in front of the cell, several spots down from the entrance. While I can't spot a second, I do see a small shadow peering out from within. My steps echo and the person outside the cell turns in my direction. The shadow doesn't move.
Ah, Stanley. Now isn't this a pleasant surprise? Come to check on our guest?
As I step into view, the cell's occupant tears her gaze from the ground at her feet. Shiny Nova, or as I knew her these past few days, Kate. There are no cuts or bruises on her face, but she winces ever turning in my direction. Her hand moves to her side and she leans back against the wall.
Stan, you look well.
I turn to Scorpion, brow furrowed. Nova might be reaping what she sowed here, but that doesn't mean I want to see her in pain.
Lord Bedlam sent me. He wanted someone in purple down here during the interrogation. To keep him informed.
Of course he did. He always does have to remind everyone whose lair this is, doesn't he? It makes you wonder who he's trying to convince. It reminds me of you, my little saboteur.
You think I'm like Lord Bedlam? That's rich.
Aren't you? You both lie to yourselves. The difference is, your lie is one of righteousness instead of ego. As an example, Stanley, would you come a little closer? I need you for a demonstration.
Yes,
Me?
ma'am.
Oh, I'm just here to observe, so...
Scorpion, leave him alone. This is just between you and me now.
Sure, if you want to think like that. Supervillain ignores Nova's protests and waves me over. Even knowing that we're on the same side, I hesitate but step forward, leaving us just a few feet apart.
Oh no, he's very much involved. You made sure of that when you picked him as your mark. Unfortunately, you chose poorly. In the end, you saw through her deception, didn't you, Stanley?
Yeah, I guess I did.
And I was so proud of you for doing so. Yet,
I see Madame Scorpion's hand start to fall to her hip. Nova spots it too, and despite the obvious pain, she quickly steps towards the bars.
you're still tainted by her influence.
Scorpion, stop!
Oh, damn.
Your actions can't be trusted.
What? But I did my job just like I was supposed to. No, wait, this is a part of the act, right? It has to be part of the act. I raise my hands and slowly inch backwards, eyes fixated on the deadly weapon that's aimed straight at my heart.
Wait, hold on. I'm not tainted, I swear. Totally untainted. Absolutely 100% taint-free.
I wish I could believe that, Stanley. I really do.
By now, Nova has rushed up to the cell bars, her movements frantic. This is totally just an act by Scorpion to get her to, like, cough up all the info. It totally has to be.
He's telling the truth. I can never get him to budge, I swear.
Madam Scorpion doesn't listen, since she raises her sword.
That's enough! Scorpion!
And this is how it could have ended for him.
The casual twirl, the supervillain returns a deactivated weapon to her belt, and I let out a sigh of relief. Yep, all part of the master plan. Knew it the whole time, never doubt in my mind. Well, maybe one doubt, 1.5.
But you didn't think about that, did you? How you were risking his friendships, his career, and even his life. Luckily, he made the right decision and rejected you. In more ways than one.
Without looking away from the woman in the cell, the supervillain slinks right up to my side. Before I know it, one hand is sliding across my chest while the other sneaks slyly around my waist. I go completely rigid, with heat rising in my face and a lump forming in my throat. This woman, does she want to murder me, seduce me, or just tie my brain into knots? At least I can take solace in the fact that Nova's flushed complexion and uncomfortable scoring means that yes, she has this effect on literally everyone.
And once he did, I dare say his prospects have already improved. Wouldn't you say so, Stanley?
There's there's been a few perks, I guess.
Just a few. You weren't so understated earlier.
Scorpion leans in further, pressed against my shoulder as she plays it up for her audience. Instinctively, I look away, my face burning as I let out an awkward cough. I know this is still part of the mind game she's playing with Nova, but isn't this a little much?
Perhaps a reenactment is in order.
Seriously screwed up, you know that? I mean it, there's something fundamentally wrong with you.
Well, of course. It's part of my charm.
Frustrated, Nova pushes herself back from the bars and resumes her position against the cell wall, glaring daggers at the supervillain.
Whatever. If you're going to kill me or take off the torture kitty gloves, then get on with it. But if you're just going to gloat and fillet yourself, don't waste your breath. You're not even good at it.
So defiant. Oh, we're going to have such fun together, I can tell. But that will come later. And never fear, the gloves will come off.
With slow, deliberate grace, Scorpion releases me from her clutches and pulls away. She lets her fingers draw a trail across my chest as she retreats, as if she's signing her name. Again, Nova squirms in spite of herself, and I hear a low, satisfied laugh escape Scorpion's lips.
My attention is expensive, and I've spent enough on you for now. However, if you must posture for someone, I'm sure Stanley would prove to be a suitable audience, wouldn't you, Stanley?
I know I'm grateful that we've reached a part of her plan that I'm not only familiar with, but doesn't involve any threats on my life.
Good. Then I'll take my leave. But do remember, I'm never really gone.
Neither Nova nor I dare to speak as Madame Scorpion departs, and only when the echoes of her footsteps fade completely do I stop holding my breath.
Torture kitty gloves? You shouldn't tempt her like that.
Get out of here with the concern, man. You think this is the first time I've dealt with this kind of thing? I can handle it. When she said that she's never really gone.
My eyes flit to the camera that's looking down at her cell, but I'm careful not to turn in its direction. I shrug and step a little closer to the bars.
Video only. Lord Bedlam doesn't get much use out of the cell block, if you can believe it. So everything down here's been a little neglected.
I point at her accusingly, frown for effect.
Now pretend I'm upset with you and turn your back to the camera.
Nova Hobson does just that. A natural actress, but I knew that already. I'm not sure if Scorpion will approve of this move, but if she wants someone to trust me, I have to get this superhero to let her guard down. She'll never do that if she thinks someone can read her lips.
Speaking of Lord Bedlam, he didn't send you down here, did he?
What makes you say that?
I know you better than you think. So, why are you really down here?
Scorpion sent for me, of course.
Didn't expect you to admit that.
It was a little risky to tell the truth here, but it will help build some trust. It would have been easy to lie about. Nobody sees that.
No point in hiding it. It's clear who runs the show around here. And I can't exactly refuse her.
Sure you can. You just have to show a little spine. Not a lot. Talking about a few measly vertebrae.
only if I want them sliced in half. I mean, come on. You're not being fair. You think I wanted any of this?
And what do you want exactly? Because I think that's bullshit. This is exactly what you wanted. You said you were going to stop me. Well, guess what? This is the result. But go ahead. Talk yourself out of feeling responsible. That's all it is. Talk.
Of course it's all talk. You know what else is all talk? This idea that I could have done anything more for you that wouldn't have ended in my immediate freaking execution. You saw her just now. She was, what, half a second away from killing me? I'm walking the razor's edge in flip-flops over here.
Nova glares at me for a moment like she wants to offer a rebuttal, but in the end she sighs and rubs her temples. She looks exhausted.
I saw. Are you okay?
Oh, you know, just a little trauma, nothing major. I really thought she was gonna do it for a second, though.
Me too. It would have been just like her to hurt you to get to me. Even after you sided with her. That coward.
Her eyes flick to me and she turns her head just slightly to check the camera. Then hesitantly she steps over the bars, careful to keep her face out of view of the camera.
I may be disappointed in you, but I don't want to see you hurt either, you know. I mean, maybe just a shot in the kidney or something, but nothing worse than that. Just answer me something. Tell me that you two haven't actually, you know.
Oh, no. No. That was just...
Scarring. That's what that was. I'm sending you my therapy bill when I get out of here, for real. That was some serious, creepy exhibitionist couple energy, and I hate it.
Well, we're not a couple, so don't worry. That was just... Well, you've met her.
Christ, supervillains are so weird. But if you're not together, then I have to ask.
She twirls her hair around her finger, contemplating. We both know what she's about to ask, but are either of us ready for the answer?
I know this is a stupid thing to ask under the circumstances, but no matter what happens, I need to know. Was there something real there? With you and I?
Yeah, of course there was. Real as it gets.
Oh. Well, at least I know I didn't imagine it. I'd hate to always wonder.
And now? You asked if there was something real.
I don't know. I need time. I really did need your help, Stan.
I know. I'm sorry.
But it's not too late. I still need your help. You can still choose the person you want to be.
This is it, the moment where she reveals her backup plan, just like Madame Scorpion said. The strategy worked, now all I have to do is seal the deal. That is if I still want to. I step closer, right up in front of the bar, staring into her eyes. Even in the darkness of the cell, there's a glint of hope in them, burning bright. What is it she sees in me?
I don't know. I'm not sure you found the right guy to believe in here.
Stan, you're the only guy. There's no one else I can count on or turn to. But don't just do it for me. Do it for yourself, Stan. You don't know it now, but you're drowning. And Madame Scorpion's the one pulling you under. Think about that sword she was pointing at your heart. One day, that won't be a threat.
I don't know why for this playthrough I'm really feeling like being fucking ruthless. But I'm just feeling it with this game. Maybe because I was already, shall we say, cast as Supervillain Henchman. So I'm just like, fuck it. Why not just do the whole shebang? Why not be the best henchman I can be? I don't know. I would probably never have sided with Scorpion in real life, to be honest. But I'm just very intrigued by, for once, being the asshole the first time I play the game. So.
Nah, that's how she is. Come on, she wouldn't really kill me. She likes me.
And you think that would stop her? She's not stable, and the kind of power she's trying to wield, in her hands, it'll be a catastrophe. We're talking global, century-spanning consequences. Help me stop her, Stan. You're the only one who can.
I feel a knot forming in my stomach as I stare at her pleading expression. Even when she was staring down Madame Scorpion's sword, she wasn't desperate. Only now. Only in this moment. She wouldn't be looking at me like this if there was anything but my last chance. I have to choose right now, forever. Am I with the superhero or the supervillain? I take my time before answering, sighing for effect. I can't respond too quickly. I need to make her think I'm really wrestling with it.
God damn it. You know what? You're right. She's crazy, and she needs to go down.
Just like that.
Yeah, just like that. It's like you said, I'm the only one who can do it.
Alright, then let's do it. Thank you, Stan. You're doing the right thing. Now, pretend I said something romantic and turn to face me.
Without hesitation, I comply and immediately find her hand gripping my collar to pull me closer. As she does so, I feel a second hand move to one of my pockets. Towards one of my pockets.
This beacon will let you call in reinforcements. Just go outside where you have lots of space and a good signal, then activate it. Come find me after. Promise me that.
Yeah, of course. I promise.
She lets go of my collar and I stumble backwards, flustered.
Good luck. I'll be waiting. Not like I've got anywhere else to be.
Thanks, Kate.
You're welcome, number 065.
I turn to go before I get too far. My path is blocked by another figure, barreling his way down the stairs. Is it Dave or Lord Bedlam?
Is it over? Did I miss it? Ah, number 065. There you are. Just getting started, are you? Well, not to worry. I, Lord Bedlam, am a master interrogator. Yes, just a few minutes with me, and this so-called hero shall spill all she knows. Now, watch a master at work.
Actually, the interrogation's over. I was just on my way out.
What? Over? But Madam Scorpion said it didn't start until... Did I have the time wrong? Or did she?
Supervillain hesitates, scratching thoughtfully at the spot in his helmet where his chin would be.
Number 065. Did the madam say that I'd be joining you in this endeavor?
Nope.
No. Not that I recall.
No, this can't be right. She wouldn't. No, of course not. I'm sure she just meant to do a follow-up interrogation. Yes, that must be it.
Sure, why not? I've got nothing but time. Hey, maybe we could even get a little cross-interrogation going?
Cross-interrogation? As in you questioning me? Lord Bedlam?
Yeah, just to explore your feelings a little. You know, things like, let's say, jealousy?
Jealousy? What would I, the magnificent and freshly scented Lord Bedlam, have to be jealous about?
Oh, I don't know. But you won't find out until we talk about it.
Just gonna fucking armchair diagnose him.
Well, I suppose not. What's the harm?
Lord Bedlam brushes past me. Nova shoots me a wink. Guess that's my cue to go. So after giving the caged superhero one last look over my shoulder, I head up the stairs.
Did you really leave her alone with him? You're crueler than I imagined, Stanley.
When I exit the cell block, Madame Scorpion is waiting for me as if she knew exactly when I'd arrive.
I must say, I'm quite impressed. I knew you had it in you, but that looked like it went perfectly.
The interrogation, or the part where you threatened to kill me?
Oh, don't pout. That was just a stratagem. It's basic superhero psychology. Don't threaten the hero. Threaten someone they care about. And I don't really think you have cause to complain, given the nature of our other little ruse.
That one was a bit more palatable, I can admit.
But to the matter at hand, did it work? Does she trust you?
Yeah, I think so. In fact,
I pulled the beacon out from my pants pocket and hold it out for the supervillain to examine.
she gave me this. Said it's some kind of beacon. All you have to do is activate it and...
Superpowered reinforcements within the hour. Interesting.
She delicately plucks the device in my hand and holds it up to the light, examining it.
Interesting indeed. You've done well, Stanley.
So that means I passed the test?
With flying colors. Now you've earned a bit of rest and relaxation, don't you think? Take the rest of the day off. Maybe freshen up a little? You're looking a little disheveled.
Freshen up? Cautiously, I raise my arm and give it a sniff. Not that bad, but I guess I didn't shower this morning. Might not be a bad idea.
I'll get right on that, ma'am.
See that you do, Stanley. Now run along. You'll know when you're needed.
Still examining the beacon, Madame Scorpion strides down the hall, in no particular hurry, yet somehow full of purpose. For a moment, I just watch her leave, exhaling sharply, and whistling my breath around her. Will that stop now that I'm one of her lieutenants? I think back to the sight of her holding her sword, convinced that I could be moments away from death, but holding firm because I committed to following her lead. Nope, it's never going to stop. As the supervillain disappears around the corner, I head in the direction of the locker rooms. A shower does sound like a good idea. Gotta wash off all that nervous sweat. There aren't many people using the locker room at this time of day, and I take advantage of it, letting the water run down my body well after I've scrubbed myself clean. Well, physically anyway. Emotionally, that's another thing altogether. Lying to Kate like that, using her concern for my own safety against her. It's gonna take more than lukewarm water and cheap body wash to get rid of that.
Her name's not Kate. It's Shining Nova.
Yeah, that's right. She lied to you first, remember? Hell, she's probably still lying in her cell. She doesn't really care about you. It's all a show, a big performance. She took you for a sucker and you flipped the script on her. Don't feel guilty for beating her at her own game. It's like Madame Scorpion said, the moral high ground bullshit is just an excuse. If Shining Nova can lie, then she can't complain if I lie right back. Not without being a sore loser. That's how they win. They make us think one set of rules applies to us, but they get a different set entirely. So they get their mansions and towers, while I share a shower with 200 other dudes.
Screw that. I just played the hand I was dealt, that's all.
I turn the knob on the shower and just stand there for a moment, inhaling deeply. The air in here is as pungent as ever, but I don't care. I feel refreshed. No, invigorated. I grab my towel and start to dry off as I leave the showers. I just finished wiping my face when I reached the mirrors, and suddenly I stopped staring at my reflection. I feel like it's been a while since I looked at myself. Not in passing, but really looked. I seem a little tired, but you know what? I still look good. Damn good, even. I mean, maybe I'm not superhero shredded, but there's some definition there. Look at that face. Bedlam should put you on the recruitment posters.
You know what, Stan? To hell with it. You are the man.
Yeah, I am. That's all I can think of as I finish drying myself off and start putting on my uniform. I'm the man, and from now on, I'm going to get mine. It doesn't matter who I have to blow past or go through to get it, whether it's Antonio, Dave, or Bedlam, or even Shining Nova. No one's dictating what I can or cannot do to get there anymore.
My, aren't you looking spirited?
Well, maybe one person.
I'm not sure I've ever seen someone get dressed with such passion, especially to wear something like that.
She points at my uniform as I finish putting it on, as if the sight offends her. I shrug, suddenly feeling a lot more sheepish as she casually leans against the sinks.
Oh, trust me, it's not the uniform. I was just... I don't know. I guess something's just got my adrenaline going. Sorry, what are you doing here, by the way?
Has she come to seduce me for real this time?
Speaking to you, Stanley. What does it look like?
I don't know. Maybe we should ask an unbiased observer.
I started a gesture to my right, intending on making my point by soliciting one of the other locker room's occupants, but I stop when I find no one there. I furrow my brow and look to the left, no one there either.
I'm afraid you won't find a second opinion here. I had everyone else cleared out.
I see. How'd you manage that?
Stanley, please. When I want something done, it gets done.
With the literal stamp of her fingers, I hear the locker room door shut and lock. Guess we're all
I
alone.
can't believe I didn't notice. I really was in my own head there.
Oh? Lost in thought, were you?
More like feeling myself, you know? Just kind of amped up.
As you should be. You did well back there, just like we talked about. Even when you had to improvise.
Oh, is that what we're calling that? A little improv? And here I thought she was threatening to kill me. Nonetheless, I shrug it off.
Hey, I aim to please.
Please whom, I wonder?
Gracefully, the supervillain removes herself from her perch and starts to walk across the room, stalking towards me with slow, slinking strides.
Me?
With each step, the hair stands on the back of my neck and my pulse quickens. I see her fingers dance playfully on the hilt of her sword, and my foot slides back on instinct.
Or yourself?
My ankle hits something metal, and I realize that I'm already standing next to the lockers. No room for retreat, so I stand my ground.
What are you implying?
Only that you can't always serve the whims of others, Stanley. Sometimes you need to do something for you. Because you want it.
Grinning wolfishly, she takes a more delicate step in my direction, then bursts forward. I flinch and lean back against the lockers, despite myself, startled by her superhuman speed. Still, I fight to maintain eye contact, even if it seems like a losing battle.
Don't be bashful. We both know that's for show. Admit it. You've been hoping for a moment like this. Dreaming of it.
And how about you? What have you been dreaming of?
Why, everything, Stanley. The world itself. But you haven't answered my question. That's all right. I already know. You want me. I've seen it. Felt it. But I don't want you.
Oh. The lack of haste that is surely meant to torment me. Scorpion eases herself back and then steps away entirely. My shoulders stay glued to the lockers, but now it's my own shock that pins me there.
Are you so surprised? I thought it was obvious.
Considering the circumstances? Yeah, just a little. Why would you do that if you weren't interested? Just a toy with me?
Well, of course, Stanley. Don't take it personally.
Clearly, I did not do everything that I needed to do to romance her.
I admit, there's something impressive about you. But you haven't shown enough passion to pique my interest as a lover. You're not exactly a master of flirtation.
Oh, well, thanks for being upfront about it, I guess.
Not that it makes me feel like any less of a dweeb for going for it. I mean, you have to shoot your shot with this stuff. That was brutal. Maybe I should crank up the cold water in a shower and hop back in.
Did you have to taunt me like that first, though? I feel like we could have had this conversation somewhere else.
And what fun would that be? Besides, now we have removed all doubt. I can't have you distracting yourself by imagining what could be. Whatever the time, whatever the place, whatever the circumstances, our relationship is strictly professional, and I dictate the terms. Is that understood?
Understood.
Good.
With a satisfied smile, the supervillain turns to leave but pauses halfway.
Oh, and don't let this hinder that new confidence, Stanley. You're doing good work, and it will only get better. In fact, I have a helpful little gift waiting for you in your quarters. Be sure to try it on before tomorrow morning.
She snaps her fingers and the locker room door unlocks. Casually flipping her hair over her shoulder, she heads for the exit.
And do try to get some rest, Stanley. Tomorrow's a big day for both of us.
I just want to know, what did I fuck up that she didn't want to get with me? Is it because I didn't make Dave grovel? It's because I didn't make Dave grovel, isn't it? Well, fine. As soon as Madame Scorpion saunters out the door, I let out a deep sigh and slide down the lock until my butt hits the tiles below.
That woman is gonna kill me.
Maybe literally, or maybe from a heart attack. I don't care what she says. The stone was totally unfair. But I have to suck it up and deal with it. That would have been an incredible cherry on top. But even with Scorpion's rejection, you're still the man. Just like you said. Yeah, relationships problems later. For now, I need to focus on my new job. After all, she was right. Tomorrow's a big day. So I'm totally gonna replay this soon, probably on my own time, and try to romance her. Probably even before I attempt to romance Shining Nova. So that is the end of issue number 7. And we are reaching the end of the video. If you've been enjoying the game, if you've been enjoying the series, if you've been enjoying my commentary, what have you, it'd be really swell if you can hit those like and subscribe buttons. Maybe leave a comment if you're feeling generous. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.